Hello, gym go-getters. So today I want to talk about listening to your elders. Now, I know for many of you, you have been told not to listen to your elders. It could be from your parents, your cousins, your aunts, whoever. They say, hey, don't listen to grandma. She always telling stories, don't listen to her. And one thing about me is that I learned from an early age that my elders are filled with wisdom. And growing up, my elders will always tell me stories about our family or even just teach me the way of the land. For example, growing up, my uncle lived next door to me and my parents, and he would come over and show me the plants that would naturally grow in our yard. And this one plant in particular, the red Indian paintbrush, he taught me a lot about the plant, and he told me, oh, you eat this part of the plant, avoid this part of the plant. And that really stuck with me till this day. I enjoy learning about herbs and plants that naturally grow like wherever. And I'm like, wow, like I wonder how I could utilize that plant. And it's because of how I was raised. And it's funny, mentioning this time of my life because I remember my Uber driver, coming and picking me up from my destination and taking me to my next destination. And I told him the exact same story of how my uncle would teach me the way of the land and what plants to eat and what plants to avoid. And automatically, this man asked me, are you Native American? Now, y'all know I don't agree with the term Native American as a means to identify myself, but I knew what he meant. So I just said yes, because although I identify as Aboriginal American, Indigenous American, not a lot of people are familiar with those terms. So I know what they mean by Native American. I may not agree with that term, but I know what they're trying to get at. So, yes, I agreed and confirmed the question that he was asking me. And it just goes to show that when you live in your truth, people know about you. They know who you come from, because ultimately people can sit here and try to deny your ancestry, but in the end, they can only deny so much. So, for example, I used to work for this huge tech company, and there was this Hispanic male that worked there, and he would always come for me about my ancestry because I did let it be known that I come from Aboriginal American descent. And he would always try like to push the narrative that I'm black. He would even make jokes saying that he was American Indian, Native American, and that the tribe he comes from is Slappa O. People love to make those type of jokes. And I was like, that's not funny. Like, that's not funny to me. But one day, I don't know what made me show him this, but I showed him a picture of my aunt moccasins. She owns American Indian moccasins. And so I just showed him a picture of it, right? And the look on his face, like you could see the blood just swipe away from his face. And still to this day, like, I remember him smiling so big, and then he just went to like a straight face. He was flabber to the gasket. And let me tell you, after that, he did not come for me about my heritage anymore. So that just let me know that when you are proud of who you are and you have the receipts about your family history too, like eventually people are going to back away. Eventually people are going to take the hint and be like, okay, well, I can't keep attacking this person about their heritage because obviously they lived the way of their ancestors. So that just showed to me that people are ultimately miserable. And there's a huge reason why they don't want us to talk to our elders, because our elders are going to show us the way of our family history. They're going to show us the culture, the heritage, and the way of the people. So whether you are of American Indian descent, African descent, whatever descent, you need to take pride in your heritage, or otherwise, you're always going to feel conflicted about who you are internally because you're listening to other people's opinions and allowing them to tell you who you are. And once you get in that position of letting outsiders validate your existence, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be confused about who you are. And ultimately, you're just going to be unhappy. So, there's a reason why people don't want us to listen to our elders, because our elders have so much knowledge. And this is also why when you do your genealogy research, it's important to talk to your elders first. It's important to interview your elders first. So when you do get to the paper genealogy aspect of your research, you can line up the oral stories of your elders and make sure that they align with your paper genealogical research. So that's all I have to say for this video. Be sure to like and follow for more content.